Today's show is brought to you by Brew Sports, the first and only live social media sports network. Watch live sports shows every weekday by going to Brew Sports on Facebook. The Cinderella team of the sports broadcast game now streaming live on Facebook for you. Join them today. Be a part of a broadcast. Like, share, comment. Brew Sports. Broadcasting from the Attention Era Media Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, this is What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe, the man who hopes you don't hiate us after our brief break. And now, here's a man with great love for the game, the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. It feels so good to be back on What's the Score, Game Master Scheibe.
It really does.
Far too long. We've been off the airwaves on vacation for a while now, and we finally have gotten the band back together. Life is certainly good. If you'd like to play the piccolo or just a game in our show band, why not visit our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com, and sign up for some sports quiz fun.
You can also find the show on demand on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and on our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com.
All right, time to meet our panelists. First up, he is a sports journalist, a Youper, and a former all-conference lineman at Wisconsin Lutheran College. It's Ian DeMarse.
Thanks, Baxter. It's good to be back.
Good to see you
Good
again,
to be
Ian.
back, and I'm glad you brought one of my good friends and rival on the show as well.
We are excited to have him back as well, too. We'll get to him in just a moment, though. Next up, he is a show host at Brew Sports, an engineer at Fox Sports Wisconsin, and a longtime Buffalo sports hopeful. It's Tanner Burke.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, I love being back on What's the Score. It's my favorite show out of all of the shows. And to be honest, What's the Score? Where the questions are made up and the points don't matter.
Sounds about right, yeah. Well, Grant Tanner, it's great to have you back. And finally, he is a former Concordia University of Wisconsin basketball player and a two-time conference champion, and everybody's favorite panelist. It's Erik Condia.
Good to be here, Baxter. It's been a long time. And yes, thank you for bringing back the rivalry.
DeMarse versus Condia round 4? 3? 4?
Three.
Round 4? 3?
bro?
All right,
Four?
no
So
problem.
it's safe to say I'll be in third place again today. Huh?
Yeah, Tanner, you've got high expectations
Whatever.
today, basically. Well, welcome back to the show. Erik, it's amazing to have you back on What's the Score. How are things treating you out in the great state of California?
You know what? It's not too bad. I haven't become a Sharks fan yet, so.
Well, that's good. They actually
good.
have fans?
Oh, it's crazy.
Wow.
In San Jose. It's sharks everywhere. Like,
Wow.
literally. There's
Literally.
sharks on the street. I don't know how it
Should
happened.
get that
Lone
taken
sharks?
care of.
Yeah.
There you go.
Some sort of Sharknado, perhaps.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I like that.
I think it was the inspiration.
Well, it's time to get this show on the road with our first contestant game. Joining us on the phone to play Quotable Context is Alfredo Muente. Welcome to the show, Alfredo.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. Glad to be on.
All right, Alfredo, you're going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context, where Game Master Scheibe will read you 5 quotes from the week's news, and you must correctly identify the context of each quote. Answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, and you will win a What's the Score prize. If you do get stuck on a question, you can ask one of our panelists for a hint, but only on one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play, sir?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right, here's your first quote.
Kicking the tires and getting to know people. That's our job.
That was Saints head coach Sean Payton talking about the rumor New Orleans might look to sign what troubling free agent quarterback?
Ooh, I guess there's a couple out there. Football's not my forte, but do I have a time limit?
You don't have a time limit, but you are allowed to ask for one hint, but you only can do it one time, so it's kind of up to you if you want to use your hint on your first question or if you want to just take a guess.
Okay, I will just go ahead and take a guess, I guess, since it is the first question, and save my hint. I am going to say Tony Romo?
Tony Romo is incorrect, unfortunately. No. Johnny Manziel is actually the man we were looking for. So when you really break this down, Johnny Manziel still trying to rehab himself, still trying to get back into whatever peak form he never was in. Drew Brees is getting older, though, so the Saints, of course, need to figure out what to do post the Drew Brees era. Is this? Do you put any stock in something like this? Do you see a man like Johnny Manziel becoming a part of the Saints, Ian? I don't feel like that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. I just feel like he's trying to give him some confidence, if anything, to try and just tell Manziel, hey, you still have a shot. You're starting to recover from everything. Just we'll keep you in mind, but I'm not sure if you're going to be the guy down the road.
And you put a guy like Manziel, who is notorious for partying in a party city of New Orleans. You might as well send him to Vegas at this point. It might even be better for him.
I have nothing good to say about Johnny Manziel.
Then you should say it. Then that would be perfect. All right, Alfredo. Here's your next quote.
We appreciate the passion that fans bring to college basketball, but the behavior of some fans toward John Higgins that has been reported publicly after last weekend's regional final is not appropriate.
That was NCAA Vice President Dan Gavitt recently making this public statement in regards to one particular college team's fan base that was making threats to John Higgins. Who was that fan base?
I'll go ahead and take a hint on this one.
Okay, would you like to talk to Ian, Erik, or Tanner for your hint?
Let's go with Tanner.
Oh, boy.
All right, Tanner. How can you help out Alfredo?
All right, Alfredo. One of my good friends and one of the best chefs in town. His name is Colonel Sanders. He is from this state.
Aha. All right. I'm going to say, what is Kentucky?
That is correct. Nicely done.
That was a good one.
You and the Colonel, Tanner.
Colonel, he's a good man.
Best friends there?
He's a good man.
What's his first name?
I can't reveal that information on air.
Harlan. His name's Harlan.
Maybe Alfredo's a better friend than your recipe.
Well,
Colonel Sanders' first name is Harlan.
There we go.
There you
now
go.
we know. So when you really think about this, though, the fact that 500 fans took to John Higgins' roofing contract business Facebook page and gave him 1-star reviews and outlandish ridiculousness, it really continues to solidify the fact that people just hate Kentucky. If it's not Duke, it's Kentucky. Aside from that, I mean, who else do you really hate? You don't hate the Georgetown.
Johnny Manziel.
You don't hate that. I mean, you hate UCLA now for other reasons that we won't give airtime for. You never really know. But Kentucky, yes, the terrible ones from a fan base perspective. All right, Alfredo, here is your next quote.
I didn't just drop out of the sky and land at Connecticut with 11 national championships.
That was what popular and successful college basketball coach when asked about his success at UConn.
Gino Auriemma.
That is correct.
Hey,
Nicely
there
done.
you go. All right.
The streak came to a close the other night. 111 consecutive wins for the UConn women Huskies, dashed by, of all people, Mississippi State. Maybe I don't follow women's basketball enough, but Mississippi State doesn't exactly seem like a hub for women's college basketball.
If you look at the game, they played in the Sweet 16 last year, and UConn beat them by 60 points.
They were due for some redemption. How do you lose by 60?
It's UConn. I mean, last year they were one of...
And then you beat them by 2 in overtime.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, UConn's great this year, but last year they were like one of the best teams ever in women's basketball, I would say, with Breanna Stewart last year. I mean, losing 3 stars as the top 3 picks in the draft last year definitely is going to hurt, even though it's UConn and they've always been a dominant team.
That is true. We'll have to keep an eye now what Mississippi State does in the national championship. It's definitely a good
Are you actually going to watch it?
No.
Okay. Well, then don't tell everybody listening that we need to keep an eye on the women's NCAA
if you
championship.
care about women's basketball, you should keep an eye on it. I personally am probably going to have a knitting class or something else during that time period.
Of course you are.
I'm not going to be able to get there for it. Underwater basket weaving regional championships take place that night on ESPN Dose, so I need to make sure I keep an eye on that.
Unbelievable.
I love you, Tanner. All right, here's your next quote, Alfredo.
All right.
I think I'll just die.
That was what longtime baseball player when asked about how long he plans to play in the major leagues?
Well, baseball being my thing, I'm going to guess that this is Ichiro Suzuki. He wants to play till he's 50.
That is correct, yes. Ichiro. Always drafted Ichiro in backyard baseball back in the day, but I love this. This is dedication, and baseball is one of those sports that you literally could play till 50 if you are semi-successful, which doesn't take much to be better than, franchises like the Brewers as a whole. But aside from that, I mean, Ichiro has just been a master of the game. Playing to 50, though, that seems a bit ridiculous.
Unless you're Tom Brady in the NFL and you're just like, well, I'm just going to play forever.
Is Ichiro the GOAT?
No. In baseball, no.
I just had to ask. From a longevity perspective,
no,
I know that.
No,
but
unbelievable.
Still kind of a crazy thing. All right, Alfredo, here's your final quote.
This guy is going to ruin it for his kids.
That was Chris Bryant talking about what polarizing figure that's taken over the sports world via his kids' recent successes.
Well, I guess keeping up with the news, I'm going to guess it's LeVar Ball.
Yes, LeVar Ball. That is correct.
You're not wrong.
Oh,
Ball?
I love LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball.
Because he keeps me having a job. That's the only reason. It's because LeVar Ball keeps saying stupid things, and that's why we continue to talk.
I'll tell you what, it's been very easy to come up with daily content.
It really is.
Solely off of LeVar Ball.
I'm pretty sure there's just going to be a show that's going to be dedicated to what did LeVar Ball say today, like keeping up with. That's almost why the Kardashians are so successful, is because they were the LeVar Balls before LeVar Ball was LeVar Ball.
Well, that's why I want to create a segment for our show Halftime on Bruce Sports that's literally just called LeVar Ball or Donald Trump. $1 billion. That's all we want. That's it. We're not asking for a lot, just $1 billion. And we won't even take it all at once. We'll take it over 10 years.
That's a good idea. I think Donald Trump today here. Nice to see you, Mr. President. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Game Master Scheibe, how did Alfredo do on our quiz?
Alfredo got 4 out of 5 correct. He's a winner.
Hey,
Yes.
nicely done.
Yes. I am so proud of you and happy for you.
Thank you so much for playing, Alfredo.
Well, it looks like we're heading to our first break now, but when we come back, our panelists will have their first crack at showcasing their knowledge of this past week's sports news. Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Hello all, I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master here at What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Thanks for listening in. I may not know much about sports, but what I do know about are our social media pages. Check us out on Facebook at What's the Score, or Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz. Thanks very much for listening. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. This week, our panelists are Ian DeMarse, Erik Condia, and Tanner Burke. And now, here's your host at the Attention Era Media Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. We've had a great show so far. Now, for our panelists to showcase their knowledge about this past week's sports news. Ian, we'll start with you, sir. A bit of an incident took place after a women's college softball game between Auburn and Florida when Tigers shortstop Haley Fagan did not do what to the Gators coaching staff?
They were shaking hands, and she didn't shake hands with the coach.
She did the old, too slow kind of a thing. That is correct. Yes, nicely done.
That's sports news?
Apparently.
Yeah, oh, my God.
I don't
did
write
you
the
see
shows,
the
I just
video?
host
Like,
it.
what? Where did you find that? Did you have to dig deep into like ESPN 8 or something?
I don't write
and
the
be
shows.
Like,
I just host them. Okay.
It got
You can
pretty
yell at our
intense.
writers for
A little
that.
shove.
We've gone to women's college softball. That's
Hey, it's successful.
There's not much going on in the sports
It's more
world when you talk about
entertaining than
women's
Major
college
League Baseball, okay? I'm just going to go on record to say that. But yes, Fagan was giving out high fives to Florida players, but elected to drop her hand out of the line when she got to the coaches. Tim Walton basically gave her a high five to the shoulder, which Fagan took exception to and gave him a right-handed shove to the back. So then they broke out the chairs, and then I think she beat him in 2 rounds. And no, I just
2 rounds?
turned into a UFC cage match after that. But
Jeez.
what kind of sportsmanship is that? What kind of an example is that setting? It just seems classless, personally.
I guess from what I was reading was that she, I think, used to play for the coach or used to play at
See,
Florida.
that I didn't know, so that would make sense.
And
then.
I guess they didn't have that good of a relationship, so whenever they play, I guess she just doesn't do that anymore.
Because that seems random. If there's no ulterior motive to the fact of just being like, oh, I'm just not going to shake your hands, like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'll shake everybody else's hands except for you, coach. I don't get that.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I don't think
She's
you're
not-
that big of a deal.
Well, yeah. Well, she's not like kneeling during a national anthem or something like that. You know what I mean? She's just opted out of shaking hands with the coach of the opposing team. So what?
All right, well,
News.
we'll stay with
Wow.
you here, Tanner.
Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
We just got into very serious conversation.
I know. I was like, wow, this took a turn. All right.
It's getting heated already.
All right, here's your question. Oh, Cleveland Browns, you can't do anything right. Kind of like Charlie Brown that way. The Haslams have apparently said that something very noticeable could be changing with the Browns in the year 2020, but not before. What is that change?
It is their helmet and their logo.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Nicely done. So, according to NFL rules, you cannot replace a uniform more than once every 5 years. Apparently, they might switch the helmets to just straight plain white, which really embraces the brown of Cleveland Browns. I really don't understand this, honestly.
They're the brown streak of the NFL.
I mean, what do you say to this, honestly?
I don't know. I thought you were going to go with like the brown paper bag look that
should.
I always
I would think
see
that would
every
be
time I
great.
search Cleveland Browns. It's like it's a paper bag.
Yeah.
With
They
It's
need Charlie
just
Brown's
ridiculous.
face on the side of their helmets. I think they
Yes.
should adopt like the Charlie Brown like checkered shirts, like the yellow and black. With
Or at
little
least
brown
put
in
that
it.
like dog that's the mascot for them on the helmet.
The Browns are kind of like Charlie Brown in that way, where they're the kid in the league and everybody else is talking and playing, and all the Browns here are wah 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 wah.
Now,
wah,
if
wah, wah.
only somebody would pull the football away from them.
They've been doing that for a long time. They do that to themselves. All right, Eric, last question here goes to you. An incredible streak in the NHL has come to an end. Which NHL team was officially knocked out of playoff contention with a loss to the Carolina Hurricanes last Tuesday?
Well, I want to go and say that it might be the Chicago Blackhawks.
You want to say that, or you're going to say that? There's a difference.
Do I get one hint right now?
You get a hint.
Somebody give this man a hint.
Hold on. Let me pull up my app. It's called Ian DeMarse.
You can't ask Ian for a hint. That's not how it works.
I thought you guys were rivals. Now you're asking him for help.
I know. What the heck? No wonder you've never beat him. You're always asking him.
Oh, my goodness.
Spitting you the wrong information.
I would love a hint.
You'd love a hint. Okay. This is the first time this team has failed to leave the Motor City in 25 years.
Oh, the Red Wings. That makes sense.
There you go. Yes.
All right. All right.
25-year streak. This is it
amazing.
started back in 89-90. This is now the first time the Red Wings will not be in the postseason since then. The now next longest streak available is the San Antonio Spurs, who have been to the playoffs now 20 straight years in a row. Kind of remarkable when you really think about it.
Must
a
be
franchise
nice.
being that successful.
I haven't seen a Bills playoff game in 17 years, so this is still a streak. So
It's still a little bit of a
gotta be
streak.
good. You gotta be
got
proud of
plenty-
what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
One day, Tanner.
one day, one day I'll see a playoff game that's not the Music City Miracle.
Doubtful.
Well, we're about to head to a break, but before we do, I want to note that Tanner got his first panelist point in our last game. Congratulations,
Yes.
Tanner.
yeah.
You are
Everyone's
in
like,
the
should we
lead.
applaud? Do we care? No. All right. Well, give him a point. Why not?
All right, well, we'll be back in just a few minutes, and our next contestant will join the opening day excitement. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes here on What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz.
Hey, What's the Score fans? This is Chris Christofko from TitletownSoundoff.com.
And I'm the guy they call Bobo, and we want to tell you a little bit about what our podcast, Titletown Sound, has to offer.
Titletown Sound is about everything related to the 13-time world champions of football, the Green Bay Packers. We talk about the games, the players, the coaches, the controversies, breaking news, rumors, and all the ups and downs that come with the unpredictable NFL season. We also love to interact with our fans every week. Even if you don't like football, you may still love our podcast. We have a lot of entertainment value mixed in with our informative takes on the Packers.
You just read all the lines, Chris. I mean, you read your lines, and then you read all of
You
mine.
can find us on iTunes and at our website, TitletownSoundoff.com, where you can also find our opinions and learn about our personal stories and interactions with members of the Green Bay Packers.
What are you doing?
The other guys on the show asked me to keep you from saying too much in the commercial.
James and Jeremy asked you to do that?
No, actually, Baxter and Josh asked me.
Oh,
I mean, this is an important commercial spot, and, well, your biggest contribution on the show to date is quoting Avril Lavigne songs.
okay. Well, that's a valid point.
Give us a try. What could it hurt? Titletown Sound on TitletownSoundoff.com.
It's not complicated.
Don't do that.
Oh, sorry. Force of habit.
Welcome back to the Attention Era Media Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. We have a fantastic panel here today. It's Tanner Burke, Erik Condia, and Ian DeMarse, and they'll have the opportunity to show their prowess in just a little bit. Before that, though, here's the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you'd like to play our games on the air, go and visit our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com, and sign up today.
Playing our next game is Mitch Bueller. Welcome to the show, Mitch.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mitch, how's
Hello.
it going? All right, Mitch, baseball is officially back. Are you not entertained? Aside from the World Series, it is the only time of year that non-baseball fans actually care about baseball. It's opening day.
For one day.
For one
Literally
day.
one day.
Only time people care
There's
about
162 games in the season, and for one day,
Nobody
everyone's
cares.
like, sweet.
No one
People
cares.
think it should be a holiday.
It's not, though. It really should not be.
Well, in this game, which we're calling Opening Day Excitement, we'll ask you 5 questions about the big day. Correctly answer at least 3, and you'll win a What's the Score prize. If you do get stuck on a question, you can ask one panelist for a hint, but on only one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
All right, here is your first question. The Atlanta Braves will open their season on the road, but will play in their new stadium in a couple of weeks, SunTrust Park. Which stadium used to be home to the Braves last season? Was it A, Turner Field, B, the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, or C, the Georgia Dome?
I'm going to go with A on this one.
That is correct. Turner Field. Not a baseball guy. Does that matter to anybody? Turner Field, was that good? Did anybody like baseball, Turner Field?
I like baseball, but, I mean, teams switch stadiums all the time.
I suppose they do. I mean, it's not like a bad thing either. That's not like I feel like isn't it expensive to change stadiums, though?
Oh, yeah.
So why did they upgrade? Or I guess I don't know enough about this.
I mean, it was just that time where you've been at a place for a certain number of years and you want to
I suppose.
prove that you're got a better stadium, I guess.
Fair enough. All right, here's your next question, Mitch. I thought you had something to say here.
No, I was like Turner Field, like.
Well, because Turner Broadcasting is down there, so that's probably why it was called Turner Field.
Yeah.
All right, here's your next one. The Chicago Cubs are one of 6 teams playing on the first opening day of 2017. Which one of their NL Central rivals will also be playing on April 2nd? Is it A, the St. Louis Cardinals, B, the Pittsburgh Pirates, or C, the Milwaukee Brewers?
I'm going to go with A, the Cardinals on this one.
That is correct, yes. Cubs-Cardinals opening day on ESPN. It gets no better than that, that's for sure. The bitter rival Cardinals didn't make the playoffs last year, looking to rebuild and rebound this year with folks like Yadier Molina on the team. So we'll have to keep an eye for those that actually care about baseball. So because Tanner yelled at me last time for saying we. So everybody else except for Baxter Colburn will have to keep an eye out for the Cardinals this season, just to be politically correct here. Sorry, Tanner. I'm not trying to.
I'll let it slide.
Thank you. All right, here is your next one, Mitch. Which Los Angeles Dodgers ace is getting the nod on opening day against the Padres and has also pitched a shutout in one of his previous opening day starts? Is it A, Kenta Maeda, B, Clayton Kershaw, or C, Rich Hill?
Not positive, but I got to go with Clayton Kershaw.
That is correct. Nicely done. Clayton Kershaw. What a guy. What an ace. What a player. I actually know who Clayton Kershaw is, for those of you that are looking at me like,
Hey,
I actually
there we
know
go.
who he is, okay? Come on. He's a very good pitcher, and he's bowled a 300 in the last several of his opening day starts, so I think he's a very good player.
Clayton Kershaw, you waiting for me to say something?
Oh, I mean, I made a bowling
already
reference
looking
to
at
the
the
next question. I'm
Fair,
like,
you've
oh,
been
man.
saying everything,
No, it's
so.
fine. It's a tough crowd today, I guess. All right, Mitch, here's your next question.
How many innings did the Toronto Blue Jays and Cleveland Indians play on opening day in 2012, the longest opening day game in Major League history? Was it A, 19, B, 10, or C, 16?
You do have a hint
Could I
as
get
well.
could I use that hint here?
Do you want to talk to Ian, Tanner, or Eric?
Doesn't matter to me. Anyone should be good.
Well, you got to pick one.
All right.
Okay.
Give me Eric.
Eric.
Give me
all
Eric
right,
here, I
Hey, good question. All right, let's see, Eric. How can you help out Mitch?
Well, I can say it's the last 2 digits. I can't really give them a specific answer. This is really tough, actually.
I have a hint, but I can't. I'm not going to.
I would say what was the last?
I had a good one. I was hoping he was going to pick me.
I know.
So nice.
Can you tap somebody?
You
in?
can't tap in for the hint. You've been selected. You got to somehow talk your way out of this.
Well, this is when you can get your driver's license in California.
There you
Oh, there you go.
you go.
Good hint. Good hint. Do you want to hear your options again, Mitch?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Ian, Eric, or Tanner?
No.
All right.
Is it A, 19, B, 10, or C, 16?
I got to guess 16 here.
Yes, there you go. Nicely done. If it was 10 years old in California, that would make so much more sense because the roads are always just horrible out there. So it's a bunch of 10-year-olds running around like, get out of my way, got to get juice boxes.
It's a bunch of actors, so it's basically a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Very dramatic.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right, Mitch, here's your final question. Which Hall of Fame pitcher has started the most opening day games with 16? Is it A, Tom Seaver, B, Cy Young, or C, Nolan Ryan?
I think I'm going to go with Nolan Ryan.
That is incorrect. No, Tom Seaver is the man we were looking for. Tanner, who the heck is Tom Seaver? I don't know.
Tom Seaver? I don't know.
Tom Seaver the Beaver.
Is that who he was?
I have no idea.
It
just rhymes. So
like, did he have like an overbite? Like, why did they call him the Beaver? I mean, that would be a cool nickname for a pitcher.
He had really wide nostrils and 2 snaggletooths. So
that's why he pitched so many successful strikeouts. The batters were just like, ha!
He had a very flat tail. That was the reason.
It had nothing to do with the fact that he just built dams for a living.
He's a damn good player. That's what it was. Game Master Shabby, how did Mitch do on our game?
Mitch got 4 out of 5 correct. He's a winner.
Hey, nice job, Mitch. Thank you so much for playing, sir. All right, panel, some more questions for you following this week's sports news. Tanner.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I am alive and well.
Well, good. Question for you, Tanner.
Yes.
47-year-old golfer Ernie Els recently said that this is his swan song at what major golfing event that he has never won?
The Masters.
That is correct.
All right. The most prestigious championship in sports that you literally could care less about.
I really don't think it's the most prestigious championship.
Oh, my God.
Give me a reason why it's the most prestigious championship.
You get a jacket.
A green jacket.
You get a trophy. You get a ring for any other championship.
You get the ugliest sports coat you'll never wear.
It's true.
Wait, I thought it was the gold jacket.
No, you're thinking of Happy Gilmore.
You're thinking of Happy Gilmore.
But I thought that was a real movie. I thought it was based on real goods. Are you kidding me?
No, Adam Sandler did not actually get in a fight with Bob Barker.
I wonder why he left The Price is Right. That makes more sense now.
All right, Eric, the next one's for you. A spring training baseball game was rudely interrupted this week when what rushed the field?
Did I already use one hint?
You can have a hint every question.
I can have a hint every question?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's right.
America.
I would love a hint.
You could say the catcher may have had honey in his glove.
Oh.
A bear?
Whoa.
That went in a different direction. Wow. No, unfortunately.
Yes.
Bees. Bees like honey.
An animal.
Bees produce honey.
They were like
are
in
an
Tommy
insect.
Boy. They were like, bees, they're everywhere.
Bees.
You need to hear the question again? Like what?
He was thinking of Winnie the Pooh.
I guess so.
That made sense. Like, I got the bear reference,
Yeah,
but
I
I was
understand.
like,
It could have gone
like,
one
he's
of
not
two
fitting
ways,
a bear in his
and
glove.
it just went the wrong way.
Exactly.
Your producer's looking at me right now, and she's like saying, that's what I thought too.
But why would there be honey in his glove? You can't put a bear in your glove. You would put bees in your glove.
Maybe they were playing the Cubs.
Ah.
They could have been. They weren't playing the Cubs, but
Cubs
they could have
rushed
been.
the field. That makes more sense now. But yes, the Padres and the Rockies were immediately interrupted by a swarm of bees. Everybody laid on the ground because that's the best way to evade bees, apparently, is to hit the deck. People on Twitter were freaking out because they're like, how are we supposed to speed up the game of baseball if everyone's laying on the ground? It's like, come on, guys, chop, chop.
You literally can't. They practically already are laying on the ground for
really
162 games.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Opening day, World Series, Game 7. The only 2 days anybody cares about baseball.
What's that? The Brewers lost yesterday? Nah. There's 161 more games.
Yeah, it's a rebuilding year. What's that? We're in first place? Yeah, we're still rebuilding here. Yeah, give it a day. All right, Ian, last question here goes to you. The Screamin' Eagles of Salt Lake City is an indoor football league. They left it up to their fans to decide whether or not they would sign what former NFL player.
That would be Greg Hardy.
That is correct. Nicely
Greg
done.
Hardy.
It was crazy to look at it because it was actually a 50-50 tie, but they had to look deeper into it. And I guess he
analytics.
lost by 0.1%.
So it was 50.1% of the people said no, and 49.9% of the people said yes.
And Greg Hardy's like, just give me a job.
Seriously. But the Screaming Eagles, if you folks don't know, are a very unique franchise. They have an app that lets fans vote on things like what players to add and even which plays to call during their games as well, too. So for those of you that are obsessed with Madden, this is right up your alley. I actually got to do this a couple nights ago. It was really awesome.
How'd it work out for you?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't play the entire game, but I played for at least a drive or two and getting to select. You get like 4 plays to choose. You get 3 plays to choose, and then you get coach's choice. And I kept choosing,
okay.
bomb down the right side, basically. It's
So
only a 50-yard
I
field.
wonder how many people pick Spider Y2 Banana, because that's John Grun's favorite play.
That is true, from what I've heard. I mean, I don't know how that translates over to the Arena Football League, though. Smaller plays, but you never know. But very interesting. Hardy, those you remember, played for Dallas in 2015, but was let go after inconsistent play and generally just being a jerk for the most part. I mean, he also, had those domestic violence, things that were thrown in there, but people like to just push that off the table and forget about it. Game Master Scheibe, I think we're ready to roll on, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just about here for another break, but before we go, I want to note that Eric got an additional point for that successful
did.
hit.
Yes, he did.
Last game.
A big man on
Just
campus.
barely snuck by. Sneaking it in there.
What a guy.
And it is time for our next break, but don't worry, we'll be right back, and we'll have another round of questions for our panelists about the past week's sports news. Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
So you're sitting at home probably right now thinking, hey, you know what? What's the Score? Sounds like a really fun show. I'm really enjoying my time listening. But you know what you're not doing? You're not signing up to be a contestant, and we want you to do that. Go to our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com, and click on the contact form, or fill out the contestant form on the front page of the website, or go visit us on Facebook, What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, or on Twitter, at WTS Sports Quiz, and click on one of the social media posts that have Be a Contestant. You could win a great prize. You get to talk to Game Master Scheibe. You get to talk to me. You just get to have sports news quiz fun at the highest level. It seems like a pretty obvious thing, so why are you still listening? Go do that right now. Go be a contestant on What's the Score. We need you. But seriously, though, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hello, all. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master here at What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Thanks for listening in. I may not know much about sports, but what I do know about are our social media pages. Check us out on Facebook at What's the Score, or Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz. Thanks very much for listening. Welcome back to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, and thanks for listening. We're broadcasting from the Attention Era Media Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe, and we're playing this week with Erik Condia, Ian DeMarse, and Tanner Burke. And here, once again, is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everybody. As we continue on with the show, we want to remind all of you that you can find the show on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and on iHeartRadio as well. Time now for a segment we like to call Stump the Scheibe. The way it works is I give Game Master Scheibe 2 sports facts. One of them is correct, one of them is completely fabricated, like Tanner's love of the Buffalo Bills.
That's true. Not wrong.
Game Master Scheibe, are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Here's your first one. The Sacramento Kings, before they were the Kings, were the Sacramento Sparkle. They recently changed to the Kings back in 1977. Okay?
Okay.
That's the first one. Before that, you also have the other question. Back in 1944, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Chicago Cardinals decided to merge for a season due to losing so many players to the war. They were called the Card Pit.
Wow. One of these is true?
One of these is true.
That's crazy.
Alrighty then. The Card Pit.
The Card Pit.
Or the
So
Sparkles?
the Sacramento Sparkles were the Kings
Singular.
before they were the Kings back in 77. Or you had the Card Pit, the Cardinals and the Steelers back in 1944.
You know, I don't even know where to go with this. Even in what did you say, 1944?
1944, due to the war.
You know, I still think that they would not pick a name as dumb as the Card Pit. Though, of course, I'm. You know what?
Sparkle's a pretty dumb name.
I'm just gonna go.
Sparkles.
I'm just gonna go with Sparkle.
That as the
I'm gonna go with that as the correct one.
the Sparkle is the correct answer.
Yes.
That is wrong. No, it was the Card
Josh,
Pit.
it's over.
Oh,
The
no.
streak.
You gave me the look too when I said the Sacramento
did.
Sparkle. You're like, what? what? And then I said the card pit. You're like, wait a minute. No, actually, it was a real team. Back in 1944, you may have remembered the Steagles as well, too, back when the Steelers and the Eagles
or the
got
Footy
together.
McFoot Faces.
Footy McFoot Faces of the San Diego Bay Area. Gorgeous team. Love it. They're similar to the Bodie McBoat Faces as well, too. It's a franchise.
The Cleveland Browns, they were once a football team.
Yeah.
Once.
For 1 year, they were relevant. But yes, so sorry you got it wrong.
Oh, well.
I don't know what to do now. We should it's almost like, do we just end the show? Like,
Game Master Shabby got a question wrong.
I don't know where this factors into the leaderboard, but I don't know what to do with my
It doesn't affect you. You're still in first place,
I'm still in first place.
I think. I don't know. Do you
Well,
want to
he actually is in first place.
I've lasted this long. I'm still in first
place. My gosh. I'm surprised you haven't walked out yet. Be like, I won.
I'm just going to call it a day.
He's been leading the whole game.
Wow.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Though I seem to recall that from one of the last times you were on here.
I was leading at least for a couple minutes, and then and the inevitable happened. Third place.
Fourth segment. That's where it all falls apart.
Well, it's time for our last slate of questions for our panelists this week. Erik, we'll start with you. Adrian Peterson has yet to sign with an NFL team. However, according to TMZ Sports, he's been seen training with players from what Southern team?
Can I get a hint?
He probably likes to be a part of their swashbuckling fun.
Oh, the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yes.
Good hint.
That was a really good hint.
You come up with that yourself?
All on the spot of the moment.
Good for you.
Every time. That's why they pay me the big bucks here at What's the Score.
They're paying you?
So we took a month and a half off so they could fundraise.
Yeah, really, they're paying you?
It's my show, so I pay myself. Yeah, so Jameis Winston, Mike Evans, and others were seen leaving a pick and save with crab legs. No, I'm sorry, wrong news story. They were seen leaving a workout facility with Adrian Peterson, which begs the question, though, will Adrian Peterson sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They already have Doug Martin on the roster. Could this be a 1-2 punch of Martin-Peterson in the near future?
It would be really exciting to watch, but I don't think it's going to happen. However, the warm weather is very enticing.
He's never played. I mean, he's played in a dome his entire career.
Yeah.
So he's from Oklahoma.
That's why he'll never sign with Green Bay. I strongly believe that.
That's a very valid point.
Or Seattle.
It rains too much.
Too cold.
Starbucks,
boring.
Starbucks, though. That's why I would sign with Starbucks or Seattle just to play for Starbucks, or Starbucks to play with Seattle.
Sign with Starbucks to play with Seattle.
I think that's the natural progression.
No, I feel like the Chargers would be also a good fit for him.
Well, where are they even located anymore?
Are you
probably
just saying
tried
that
to, but
they actually moved to greener pastures. Like legitimately, there's pastures just green.
Oh,
it's called the Home Depot Center.
Oh, the Home Depot Center. Okay, they moved to a soccer stadium. That worries me. That shows you how little people care about the Chargers.
Wow.
I know it worries me.
They moved to a soccer stadium, so literal green pastures. Well done, Erik.
Yeah. Does he get a point for that?
No.
Okay. Sure.
Whoa. Let's slow down there.
Wait, you tell me
I want to preserve Tanner's lead as long as we can.
I got to enjoy it.
Yes.
Tanner was like, for a second, like, you're
about to break open the bottle of champagne and like have a toast to my first place. Like,
we've got sparkling water in the green room, so if you win, you should just be like,
I'll just start spraying it everywhere. It's great.
We should get that on Snapchat or
it's going to happen.
Anything.
I'm trying to look and see, like, what can I ruin in the room?
Just a rental.
Jump out the window. Just a rental.
Go in the middle of the street down there.
How big is your security deposit? That's what I need to know. And are you worried about getting it back?
Slightly, yes. Alrighty, in question for you. Everyone's been paying attention to the men's version of the Final Four, but the women have been having a great Final Four as well. One school actually has a team in both the men's and the women's Final Four this year. What school is that?
I believe that's South Carolina.
That is correct. Yes, nicely done. You didn't seem very confident about that.
No, I just wanted to be dramatic about it.
Oh.
You know how I am, Baxter.
I'm
very dramatic,
Burke?
man. Yes.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Yes, exactly. South Carolina. So the men did not live up to their end of the deal. I couldn't find a score if the women won or lost. Does anybody know if South Carolina won or lost?
They are in the championship.
There you go. South Carolina, Mississippi State.
Baxter will be watching.
100%, because I love women's college.
On ESPN, too, because they aren't good enough for ESPN.
Well,
Sounds about right. Sports Center, Dan Le Batard show or something that can get
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Tanner and I are doing the game. The Rebels and the Gamecocks should be a cracking old time. An SEC battle, right? Aren't they SEC
oh my
teams?
God.
I think they're both in the SEC.
Aren't they the Bulldogs, Mississippi State?
I think that's probably more so what it is, the Bulldogs. Get an intern on that.
I will
don't
not
know.
be watching.
This is the 13th time, by the way, something like this has happened. If you remember, UConn did it a couple years ago, and they both won as well, too. People were like, well, maybe Carolina's going to do that again this year. And then Gonzaga's like, shh, sit down.
I want to go blow the final. Shh.
Tanner, the last one's for you. Shark Tank's Robert Herjavec said he thinks what recently stolen sports item is absolutely worth its estimated value, and that he'd totally buy it if it was made available.
Is this my last panelist question?
Yes.
I haven't, for the record, I'm in first place and I haven't used a single
Is he still
hint.
in first place, technically?
Well, technically they're all tied.
So you can take the lead still.
You're telling me I'm not in first?
John, you're in a
Well,
three-way tie.
you're tied for first.
You're basically
three-way
in
You're
tie.
sitting awfully close to me to just take me out of first place right now.
We're all sitting
Just
close
be
to
careful.
you. So.
Be careful.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
a very
standing.
small studio. I know the answer, but I feel like I want to hear Baxter's hint.
What?
I know the answer. I haven't used a hint. I feel like it's like, when you get your paycheck on Friday and you're like, oh, I paid all my bills. I still have like $100. Toys R Us. Why not?
Nerf
I don't
guns.
know. Nerf
Something,
guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to know what my hint would be to you?
Yeah. Well, I know the answer, but I
Then
want to
you
hear
should
your
just
He
tell us
hint.
wants the
answer.
hint.
No,
yeah.
I
Don't
want
you
the
want to
hint.
be that guy that never had to use a hint and still
Ooh.
won?
No, because I'm not going to win.
You don't know that, though. This
not
point could be
going to.
vital to
If
your
you get this
success.
right, you're
I'm going
the
to fall
lead,
apart in the
Tanner.
showdown. You know that. Just give me your hint.
Just give me your answer.
No, give me your hint. You first.
I insist. Ladies first.
No, you
All right,
first.
fine. The hint for this one would be that they're only found in Mexico.
What?
Tanner, I don't think you knew what it was.
Are you talking about Tom Brady's jersey?
Yes.
How is that only found in... Oh. Just found in Mexico. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That ding was just like...
It was compulsory at that point.
It was.
Yep.
So, if you haven't heard, Robert Herjavec is interested in buying the $500,000 jersey that Tom Brady had stolen after the Super Bowl because Brady actually plans to auction it off for charity. So he might actually get the opportunity.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
because you're Tom Brady and everybody wants to hate you, but you're just so darn nice.
He really is the nicest guy.
He really is.
I hate him so much.
Did anyone see the meme that they had of Tom Brady with his Super Bowl rings, and they talked about how the reason why he won each of them, and the two pinkies were uncovered, and they blamed Eli Manning for him.
Oh.
They're like, Eli Manning, Spygate, Adam Vinatieri, and then they just kept going off with these random people.
That's terrible. No, I never saw that.
Wow. Well, you're not wrong.
Well, folks, it's time for me to break up the fun once again. But when we come back, our final contestant will try not to get upset. Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn. Just want to take a quick minute to remind all of you to go check us out on social media. You can go find us on Facebook by searching for What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. And while you're on our Facebook page, why not invite some of your friends to come like our Facebook page as well? You can go and check out all the great recordings that we do, behind-the-scenes pictures. You can see the different videos we do with a lot of our panelists as well, and just get to know What's the Score a little bit better as well. Also, go check us out on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz and at WTS Sports Quiz on Instagram as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the three most powerful things on the social media spectrum right now, and What's the Score is on all of them. Go and check us out today.
Welcome back, everyone. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. Our Name 5 panelist showdown is coming up, but first we have a new game called Upset Alert. Here to get the game going is your host at the Attention Era Media Studios here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Baxter Colburn.
Hey, thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Josh. Just a reminder to go check out our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com. You can check out who tops our panelist leaderboard, find upcoming shows, and, of course, read all about Game Master Scheibe's love interest with La La Land.
Time now to welcome in our last contestant. Playing our final game is Peter Schulke. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Glad to have you, Peter. One of the most wonderful times of the year, Peter, is in the world of sports is March Madness. Fans love watching the Cinderella stories and amazing characters that appear in their 15 minutes worth of fame.
In this game, we'll quiz you on trivia about March Madness and some of its most interesting stories. Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions, and you'll win a What's the Score prize. If you do get stuck on a question, you can ask one of our panelists for a hint, but on only one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
Oh, I'm ready to go.
All right, Peter, here is your first question. TV announcers were notably excited to see Florida's Canyon Berry step up to the free throw line in their Sweet 16 game against Wisconsin. For what reason were the announcers so excited about Berry's free throw attempts? Was it A, he shoots his free throws underhanded, B, he does a dance-style celebration if he makes it, or C, he's just one make away from breaking Florida's all-time record for consecutive free throws made?
It's definitely an underhand granny shot style.
That is correct, yes. Nicely done. The granny shot for the win. So unique. I don't see that very often. Eric, you played basketball. Were you ever a grannier in your day?
You know what? I tried when I was a kid, but it's one of those skills like you have to practice over and over. And like looking at Rick Barry, like just looking at his free throws, I was just like, oh my goodness, is this like an angel?
They're beautiful. They really are beautiful to watch. I mean, I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, he's not actually. Oh, it's in.
It's like, what is he? Oh, all right. Well
did
done.
it again. I was like, oh my god.
They're actually. I believe there is a guy in the Rockets that does it.
I was just about to say, there's an NBA player that does
Seriously?
this as well.
Yeah, he plays for the D-League team mostly, but we also can't forget about
Probably why.
Flint Tropics' Jackie Moon.
Jackie
Yeah,
Moon.
Jackie.
Classic.
Jackie Moon.
A legend in all many people. Is it the ABA I think they played in?
Yeah,
that
the
movie?
ABA.
Hey, man, the ABA is a real league. Don't make fun of it.
Conveniently in that movie, a bear did rush to court.
Oh, we're bringing up Bears.
Barry literally did rush
If Eric loses the game, this is when he's going to go back to. Like, I should have been a bear. Like, well, it wasn't. Yell at Mother Nature. Here's your next question, Peter.
One of the biggest surprises of the tournament was South Carolina, a 7 seed, making it to the Final Four. Maybe their rise to prominence shouldn't have been as surprising, considering head coach Frank Martin had success coaching at which Midwest school prior to coaching for the Gamecocks. Was it A, the Iowa Hawkeyes, B, the Kansas State Wildcats, or C, the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
That's going to be those Kansas State Wildcats.
That is correct. Nicely done. Mr. Martin, while he was there, won Big 12 Coach of the Year in 2010 and brought Kansas State to the Elite Eight in the same year as well. Now he is there in South Carolina, taking names and taking down giants. It's a great day to be alive. All right, here's your next one. According to the brackets filled out by CBSSports.com, 17.9% of people picked which team to win it all. Was it A, Villanova, B, Duke, or C, North Carolina?
Oh, did you say 17%?
17.9% of all the brackets filled out. Did they pick Villanova, Duke, or North Carolina?
I'm going to take my hint on this one.
All right. Do you want to talk to Ian, Tanner, or Eric for your hint?
Let's talk to Tanner.
Oh, Tanner. All right.
This is my chance to get back in first place.
I think this is the chance
You're
for you to
already in
extend
first
your
place.
lead. You
I am in
can
first
go by
place.
2
Oh my God.
points.
Oh my god, I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay.
I think there's a pretty simple hint out there.
It is, yes. I'm gonna say something totally ridiculous just because I think it's funny. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so this team may be Al Gore's favorite team because the Supernova.
All right. I'm going to go with Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova. All right. Way to go.
I was going to say my actual hint, which was they were the first team to fall in the tournament, the first 1 seed to fall in the tournament, which was accurate.
My hint would have been they won it all last year. Don't make it complicated.
Or they're not in the ACC.
Hey, but that's not good. That's not good entertainment, though. Well, they won it all last year.
Well, yeah, you want them to win. You don't
Yeah,
want them to
but
not
I don't
win.
know if he remembers if they won or not.
Who can't remember the game last year?
Make it
A
obvious.
buzzer beater.
Let me just tell you that.
Okay, Josh, we understand.
Jeez.
Eric, you're awful quiet over there.
Well, I was like, good thing he did not call on me because for some reason in my brain, I was only thinking of North Carolina. I was about to give him the hint.
hint for North
Jordan
Carolina?
went here. Michael Jordan did not go there.
Oh, boy. All right, Peter, here's your next question.
Since 2004, only 3 times has the number 1 overall seed won the whole tournament. Which of the below is not in this list of 3 teams? Is it A, Florida, B, Louisville, or C, North Carolina?
That's got to be Louisville.
That is incorrect. No, unfortunately. It was North Carolina back in 2009. Louisville actually was the overall number 1 seed, and North Carolina was also a number 1 seed. Louisville won it back in 2009. All right, here is your final question. Tanner, would you like to read this question?
Well, you want me to read it?
I think you should read this
All
question
right.
since you have such a...
Oh, my God. I have to read this whole thing?
You want Tanner to read that one?
I'll
I
read
do.
it. I'll
Go,
read it.
Tanner. This is the first time in show history we've ever done this.
Wow.
Go.
All right. Oh, my God. All right. No pressure. Okay, one of the biggest personalities to come out of the NCAA tournament was LeVar Ball, father of UCLA standout Lonzo Ball. LeVar has made some bold statements, such as saying his son would be better than Steph Curry, but his craziest claim may be that he himself would have defeated Michael Jordan in a game of one-on-one. Ball did play college basketball, but averaged a relatively unimpressive 2.2 points per game. For which current Pac-12 school? Is it A, Washington State, B, UCLA, or C, USC?
Well, that crazy guy went to Washington State.
Yeah, way to go. Washington State, that is correct.
Oh, my God.
Let's just move on. All right, Game Master Shabby, how did Peter do on our game?
Peter got 4 out of 5 correct. He's a
Way to
winner.
go. Thank you so much for playing, Peter. We appreciate it.
And before we move on, I want to note that Tanner extended his lead with another panelist point.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like I got a whole point right now.
You're a 2-point lead right now. You're a 2-point favorite.
This is the points in the first couple segments literally mean nothing, though. We all
You're
know
really,
that.
yeah.
They literally mean nothing. It all comes down to the panelist showdown at the end. So.
That is also true.
Well, the moment you've all been waiting for is almost here. Stick around and listen to our panelists duke it out on the Name 5 Panelist Showdown coming up right after the break. Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
Hey everybody, this is Baxter. Just want to take a quick minute to thank you for listening to today's show. One of the things that we love to do on What's the Score is tell you to go check out our website, which is true. We wouldn't tell you if you didn't think it was great. You can find all kinds of great information by heading over to WTSSportsQuiz.com. You can find who tops our current panelist leaderboard. You can find archive shows, other great places of where to listen to What's the Score, and of course get to meet the awesome staff that makes Game Master Scheibe and I's job so much easier each and every week. Head over to WTSSportsQuiz.com today and check it out.
Hello and welcome back. Thanks for listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. Our panelists have been warming up for their final showdown, and while they get ready, here's your host at the Attention Era Media Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, everyone. We've had just a phenomenal show. It's been great to have the DeMarse-Condia rivalry back on, but the storyline, Game Master Scheibe, wowing the fans, making small women
Giving them
cry.
what they want.
Tanner Burke up
Feeding the
by 2
hungry.
points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do with myself right now.
Well, I think perhaps it's time for something.
I think it is, Game Master Scheibe. What time is it?
It's time for the Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
So it's time for me to blow up, is what you're saying.
Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Scheibe, can you give us the scores, please?
I can. Ian and Erik are tied at 3, and Tanner's in the lead with 5.
Hey. All right.
Yes.
Very interesting.
This is where I fall apart. This is the segment that I fall apart.
This is the segment where you fall apart.
You heard it here first, from the horse's mouth.
It's like from the ashes, DeMarse will rise.
This is that. Ian DeMarse is laughing to himself like, oh, check the leaderboard, Burke. Yeah. All right, Condia, you're going to go first because your name starts with a C. Because that's why. If you're going alphabetically, you become before DeMarse.
Fair enough.
And because you haven't been here a long time. So we're going to give you just one. This is my small gift to you.
All right.
You're going to be naming 5 Major League Baseball teams since today is opening day. 10 seconds and go.
Cubs, Brewers, Angels, Dodgers, Marlins.
There you go. He got 5. There you go. Well done. Well done. All right, Tanner Burke, over to you. 10 seconds and go.
Giants, Cardinals, Mets, Yankees, Pirates. Did you say Pirates already? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that 4? It's only 4? Are you serious?
That's the button we forgot. Okay,
Well,
there we go. Now
Giants,
we know.
Cardinals.
Time's up.
No, I said Giants, Cardinals, Mets, Yankees,
Cardinals are already
Pirates.
said. Cardinals are already said.
Well, unbelievable.
Eric,
I know.
This is where the pressure gets.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't even
And
know what to
it
do with my
opens
hands.
the door.
I thought I said 5. I was like, yeah, I'm good, right? He's like,
No.
You said 5. but-
Unfortunately not. Ian, 10 seconds over for you, sir, and go.
Tigers, Indians, Royals, what is it? Tigers, Indians, Royals, White Sox, and Angels, Dodgers, Padres.
And there you go. He did not get it. Going into round number 2, Tanner, you're going to lead us
all
off.
right, why not?
All right, Tanner, round number 2 starts with you. You're going to be naming 5 teams that qualified for the men's 2017 NCAA tournament. 10 seconds and go.
Villanova, Gonzaga, UNC, Duke, Kentucky.
There you go. You got the big ones. Well done. All right, Ian, over to you. You giving birth over there? 10 seconds to you, Ian, and go.
Michigan, Michigan State, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Purdue.
There you go. Oh, the big 5 from the Big 10. All right, Eric, 10 seconds and go.
North Carolina, South Carolina, St. Mary's, Houston, Rockets, Celtics.
You got 2. All right, no big deal, and a big thing. All right, Ian, over to you. You're going to be naming 5 NFC running backs. 10 seconds and go.
Let's see. Eddie Lacy, Thomas Rawls, C.J. Procise, Christine Michael, and Ty Montgomery.
You got 5. Nicely done.
How many running backs are there in the NFC? You tell me we're going to name 15 NFC running backs?
Yeah.
There are 16 teams, so.
And he only chose up 2 teams, so
Oh,
you've got
my
plenty
God.
of time to go.
All right.
All right, Eric, 10 seconds.
All right.
And go.
Monte Ball,
Nope. AFC.
Richard Jefferson, Steve Urkel. This is my make Ian laugh round because he just dominated me.
You're going to have to go with
Just
0
tell
on
me.
that one, Game Master Scheibe? 0? I don't think. Unless
0 on that
Steve
one.
Urkel was an undrafted free agent, but
I'm
never
pretty
officially
sure,
landed
Back
a
in the
contract,
80s.
so. All right, Tanner, over to you. 10 seconds. Go.
LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, Langelo Ball, and Donald Trump. That's 4. Steph Curry's God!
You could have said Tita Ball. Complete the whole ball family.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Game Master Scheibe, what are the scores as we head into the final round here?
Eric is in third with 10, Tanner's in second with 14, and Ian's in the lead with 17.
Tanner, you
Oh,
blew
man,
it.
I told you.
I literally could think of at least 6 or 7 more NFC running
I know.
backs.
I just,
You
you
just
got
don't
to give
win.
the crowd what they want, and it's not Tanner being in first place. They want to hear about LeVar Ball.
So Eric is going first. Eric, you're going to be naming 5 NBA teams that are currently in the playoff standings. 10 seconds and go.
Celtics, Bulls, Bucks, Pacers, Cleveland.
There you go. That's 5. You got 5. Nicely done.
Yeah, I didn't even say. Yeah, I mean, you can just go down the. What is it that?
Standings?
I know, but like, what? Oh my goodness, what division is in the central part of America for the NBA?
Midwest?
The Midwest division? I don't know. You can just go down that list.
I suppose you could.
I think you're
yeah.
thinking
Yeah, you
of
could.
Central Division.
Central
the
division. Oh my
Midwestern
goodness.
Central. All right, Tanner. Tanner, you're up. Hi, Tanner.
Hello.
10 seconds. Current NBA playoff teams. And go.
The Spurs, the Wizards, the Magic, the Pelicans, and Dallas Mavericks. Are any of those in the playoffs?
2 of them are, actually, yes. Spurs and the Wizards are. Game Master Shabby, what are the scores as we head into Ian?
Well, Eric has 15, Tanner has 16, and Ian's already won with 17. But
Wow.
we'll give
Why
him
not
this
add
additional round.
to the score, though?
Why not?
I know.
Why
not double down? All right,
Does he
Ian.
get negative points
He does not.
in this round?
All right, Ian, 10 seconds and begin.
The Raptors, the Jazz, the Clippers, the Trailblazers, and the Thunder?
The Thunder are, yes, technically in the playoffs.
Or the Grizzlies.
Or the Grizzlies, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well,
All
why
right,
don't you
yeah,
just
yeah,
run
yeah.
away? Why don't you just run away with it? Unbelievable.
Game Master Shabby, what are the final scores?
Doesn't even look
today?
close
The
anymore.
final scores are Erik in third with 15, Tanner in second with 16, and Ian's the big winner with 22 points.
Hey. Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for playing, sir. We appreciate it. My goodness. The Name 5 panelist showdown in the books. What a day to be alive.
I'm never coming on this show ever again.
You got second place. That's the best finish in Burke history.
It is.
How do you feel?
You've
risen from the ashes.
I didn't win, but today I feel like I won because
You won our hearts.
I am no longer perpetually stuck in third place.
That is true. That is true. Erik, you slide all the way down to third place. Your first third place finish, I think, ever.
I'm actually really proud of myself because I'm keeping the third place championship belt
You are.
on my head.
Well, we're excited to have you back,
And
Erik.
this is radio, but it's a sight to behold.
It
folks.
really is. And Ian, another victory for you to add. You're kind of like the Tom Brady of What's the Score here. Everybody loves you and hates you at the same time because you're just such a nice guy. But you keep winning, Ian. Stop it.
I can't help it, Baxter, but I was glad to see Erik on the show. And when you said NFL, I knew I had it over him.
Ooh.
I just knew it because he tells me every time those NFL questions just kill me every time.
Come on, Erik. You're better than this.
Well, as soon as you said NFC running back, so I was like, I could
Sorry.
literally look you in the eyes right now and be like, what the heck?
Unbelievable.
I came all the way here just to beat him.
I came here to come in third place, but I didn't get that either.
Nobody got what they wanted today, Erik, so welcome back to What's the Score. It's a great day to be alive. Well, What's the Score has been a production of Attention Era Media. A very special thanks to our studio audience and contestants here at the Attention Era Media studios.
Our panelists this week have been Ian DeMarse, Tanner Burke, and Erik Condia.
Our marketing director is Emily Heffler. Our show writers were David Bobke, Caleb Pearson, Ryan Salmon, and Noel Alberto.
Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our show producers were Caleb Pearson and David Bobke, and the executive director of What's the Score is Liz Colbert. I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time on What's the Score.